It's Week 10 of the National Football League, and we'll see Jordan Love. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Redwoods and the Condors, and it's kicking off next on Madden NFL 25.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the state capital of California, the gold rush city of Sacramento.
Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Sacramento team as we enter play here. They come into this one fresh off a victory that finally snapped a 6-game losing streak.
And there's nothing like that win that makes everyone happier in the locker room, better on the practice field, and they usually play a whole lot better that next game out as well.
On the other side of the field for our visitors here, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes that actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against.
The shadows starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. The former national champion at Clemson bringing him onto the field, and that's the signal caller, Deshaun Watson.
And the guys on the other side of the ball know they'll have to be on their toes, and it's obviously not just the passing, but the running element that makes him dangerous. He ran for over 100 yards in that game last week, so keeping him contained will be a big emphasis for this defense.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Malcolm Kuntz in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. Watson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
And here, Charles, is a look at the inactive, some of the guys that are out today due to injury.
Yeah, and this is where the preseason work comes into play for some of those backups. It's not just them getting some experience on the field, but preparing each week in practice as if...
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
It's Shaq Lawson who worked his way in there to get him down.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return.
And out will come the offense as they take over. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time.
They'll be led out by a first-round pick in the 2020 draft out of Utah State. This is Jordan Love.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stand an even keel, doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Throwing. Love. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
No surprise to see him running again here. It's something he's done throughout this season. And that run puts him over 500 yards on the ground for the year. He's got to be thinking to himself, if I'm already at 500, what's to stop me?
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
A few issues here on the offensive line. Apparently, he got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the first quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game to see if they fixed what was wrong with them in the last game.
In motion is McKenzie.
Throwing on 2nd and long.
Love.
Isaiah McKenzie hauling it in. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A first down there on a pickup of 25. In motion right, one of the tight ends.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Harris running straight ahead. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. A look at the numbers for Harris in last week's game. 18 carries, 128 yards.
Just an excellent performance from them on the ground last week, and that speaks to an offense that is operating at a high level on all fronts. Of course, that man running the ball, he's just seeing the field so well. But don't forget about his offensive line. They've really asserted their will out there and are confident they can repeat it again this week.
Now, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
And they'll send the tight end in motion. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Kadarius Toney, his intended target.
But now it'll be 3rd down.
When you look at this defense,
They come into this one down at the 27th position in the league, Charles, against the run.
And this group talks all the time about wanting to be better, getting stronger against the run. And to me, it all starts up front. You've got to win the line of scrimmage in order to play against the run very well.
That scramble good for 13 yards, but not good enough for a first down. It's 4th.
Nice call on defense, rolling out the nickel package for that big 3rd down play, and they did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it, and he doesn't get there, which brings up a big 4th down call.
And his kick is good. And that'll make it 3-0 here in the first. So a pretty good opening drive. That'll make the home fans somewhat happy. They wanted 6, but they got 3 in the early lead.
And they should be happy. The guys look good getting down the field. That's got to give them a little bit of hope that good things are in store here today for them.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Now, let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
Taking a glance here at the numbers last week for Algier.
25 carries, 117 yards.
And the way they ran the ball in last week's game has to be satisfying to their entire staff because they're seeing not just a back gain big yardage, but they're seeing an offensive line really in sync.
It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Here's Watson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first.
He's a talented runner, and that means he's always looking for bigger and bigger gains when he takes off. Certainly found some bonus yards there beyond the first down marker, and this early drive will continue with that extra jolt from his legs.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
On the counter, here's Algier.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Here's Watson. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And 3rd and 8 now.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
Back to throw, Watson. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
I'm actually looking at this play with defensive eyes here, partner, because they were still laser focused on him after his earlier exploits on this drive. I think they went back to the well just a little bit too soon. He got across the line of scrimmage, but they certainly weren't giving up much more than that.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. A handoff to Harris to begin the drive. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. They'll bring the tight end in motion right. They just do get the play off. Love going to throw it. A little short pass. This is Everett. A solid stiff arm. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The catch and run good for 24 yards. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. In motion goes the tight end. Love from the gun. A little short pass. This is Everett. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. 2 yards to go, 2nd down.
Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Douglas. His first catch, good for 9 and a 1st down. They go bootleg. Love. He'll get this into the hands of Hodge. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it's 2nd down. Again, it's Love.
That's swung out wide to Harris.
And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. 7 yards there and a 1st down. To throw now. Here's Love.
And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Here's Love. It's brought in by Harris. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19. An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7. Working out of the gun. Love escaping the pressure right. And he is not going to get to the marker as they stop him short at the 14. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
Cameron Dicker on now to try the field goal.
From the right hash, this a 31-yard attempt. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Sacramento with the football here as we get set to begin quarter 2. Andy Reid, some say always unpredictable, and here he says we're going for it on 4th down. Love now. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal. Harris is not going anywhere. He'll be hit and dropped for no gain at the 2-yard line. 2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. Love. And it's caught. Touchdown. Hayden Hurst. His 3rd touchdown now on the year as his guys are able to extend their lead. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
And for the extra point, Cameron Dicker.
It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. That one in the books as a 12-play drive.
Now, after the Dicker field goal, he's back out, ready to send it away. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Watson now to throw.
That's complete. It's Zay Flowers with it.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
They'll give to Algier out of the gun.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30.
Another first down there as this one goes for 25.
Well, it's kind of fitting. A couple days ago when we met with him, I said, what is it about your running game that's so effective? He said, I like to tag myself as elusive. He was pretty elusive right there.
And his teammates appreciate that because they know they don't have to hold their blocks for very long. As one of them told us, if I just breathe some bad breath on the guy in front of me, that's all I need to do, and he's gone.
And he's going to take this one down to the 25. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
As he came to the line of scrimmage, he knew he didn't need much to reset the chain, so when he saw the space he needed, no hesitation. He went to the marker and got his guys a first down.
And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Deshaun Watson, an 18-yard touchdown run.
And the Condors have got it back to within a score.
Hey, you're down on the scoreboard, but now your offense is in close, and this is where, as a quarterback, you say, I've got to make a play here. Doesn't matter whether it's a pinpoint throw or a scramble like this one. He takes matters into his own hands and delivers a touchdown run.
It's Tyler Bass on for the extra point attempt.
And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And the final act belonged to Deshaun Watson in his touchdown run.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
They are pushed back 5 yards by the delay of game. 2nd and 8. To pass, here's Jordan Love. And that'll be incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the first on the 35-yard stripe. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Now on is the punter, Charlton, now, as he's able to get this one away.
39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days, offensive linemen still want to fire out and smack the guy opposite them and move the football on the ground. They feel better about that. That's what they want to do. That's how they want to play, and that's how they got it done.
Yeah, and they got it for a touchdown last drive. Let's see what happens here.
Here's Algier again on 2nd down.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
4 yards the pickup, 1st down. They'll stick with Algier.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49.
60 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this 1st half.
To throw is Watson. Yeah, he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the 1st down at a 21-yard gain.
Remember, Brandon, he ran for a touchdown earlier, so his decision to go ahead and tuck it and go again turned out to be a wise one.
And the decision is what is important here. He has made some good decisions on when to tuck it and go. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. That is caught by Thielen. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. And it's caught. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. And he's going to go down. This will count as a sack, a very short sack, taken down at the 2.
Multiple players getting home there, and it's a loss of 2 on the sack. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Algier.
Yeah, this is going to depend on the spot, but I believe he might be a few inches short. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave him with some options here on 4th and inches.
Well, let's see what they do. They're knocking on the door here in the 2nd quarter.
And you know what you look at on your play sheet? Your 2-point conversion plays, because you've drawn up a number of them in today's football. You don't just have 1 or 2 for the game. You have more like 6 or 7. Which one do you like here? Because that's essentially what you're going for right now. That's
and he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. He couldn't get the ball away on 4th and goal. And the ball will go over on the goal line stand. A breakdown by the O-line at the worst possible time. 4th and goal, and it leads to a sack.
And I can just see it now. On the sidelines, they're telling the quarterback, you've got to get rid of it somehow, some way. At least get it in the end zone and give us a chance. If we throw an interception, so what? A sack? We didn't even have a chance.
Harris starts the drive on the ground.
And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down. 2nd down and 8.
They'll run again with Harris. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6.
2 yards on the 1st down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the 2nd down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on 3rd down to keep the drive going.
Eluding the pressure right. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
No shortage of impressive moments from him thus far. Now he's halfway to the century mark, and we're still in the first half. There's been no answer for his running ability so far by the defense. I can't wait to see what adjustments they'll have to make during the halftime break.
That'll be caught. It's Tony. And he will be out of bounds. A good yardage there, and he'll get a second to catch his breath as it leads us right into the 2-minute warning.
So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Love looking to throw it. Flush to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Baron Browning buries him for a loss of 11 from his outside linebacker spot.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
Now Love. He's got his big tight end. That's Hurst.
Look at the big fella go.
Touchdown! Hayden Hurst. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
Well, only the 2 catches for him thus far, CD, but both of them have resulted in touchdowns.
And I think he's on the bench right now, Brandon, smiling at his position coach and telling him, all those times you talked to us about efficiency, I'm living it right now.
Dicker now to tack on the extra point.
It's good to make it 17-7. So the drive there took 6 plays.
So after the touchdown, here's Dicker out to kick this one off.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. Tyler Algier and the rest of this offense making their return to the
And I'm wondering if maybe they don't go away from him on this drive a little bit. He's been great, but they haven't scored a lot of points.
I think they still have to show him as a threat, make sure he touches it a few times, but as you pointed out, use him as a decoy a little bit and get the ball in the hands of some other people in order to put more points on the board. But he's done a really nice job of establishing them with his running.
Yeah, he's established himself well. Now can they put more points up?
A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost.
And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
He came through well with a nice pass breakup there. Fortunate that he was on the spot. He's the only guy left to prevent the first down.
Now it's Watson. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
3rd down, here's Algier.
And he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. It'll be a gain of 5, and the punt team will now come out on 4th down.
Well, the guys who are paid to make the tackles deserve some kudos there, but I think they deserve even bigger ones because in that situation, they had to be thinking pass. Loosened up defense, going to pass coverage. Instead, maybe they surprised him a little bit running the ball, yet they rallied to it and stopped him well short of a first down.
So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute, but first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10. It was an excellent first half from quarterback Jordan Love. He came on after a slow start to fire 2 second-quarter touchdown passes and give his guys the lead at the intermission. We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team going forward.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. A 10-point game, 17-7 the score as we get back to it on EA Sports. And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26. The Redwoods offense and quarterback Jordan Love heading back out onto the field. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Love from the gun on third down.
A pause now as they tend to an injured player. And it's the quarterback, Jordan Love. He's shaken up out there. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
And on now is the punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. Returnable for Grant. It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Condors offense and their quarterback Deshaun Watson set to take over once more.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
Algier with another carry.
Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37.
72 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Now Watson. Flushed out right. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down.
He certainly did his best to find something on that run, but there just wasn't enough time to make it happen. Nice effort there, avoiding the sack and getting back to the line of scrimmage. That one certainly could have ended up worse.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. A 46-yard punt, 4-yard return.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. To throw is Stidham. A little short pass. This is Everett. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. It's another first down as they bite off 23 more on that one.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Now a first down carry for Harris. Shoves him aside. Oh, there he does it again. And he'll go down at the 28.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. Stidham. Over the middle, complete. That's Douglas. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Now they'll have it first and goal following that gain of 17. Douglas, the man in motion. Stidham. Caught on the slant. That'll bring up second and goal after the gain of 5.
What terrifies defenses when they see slant routes thrown is that the receiver is on the move, and oftentimes he catches it and gets upfield. Does a really nice job rallying to him and stopping him for a minimal gain.
And it's caught. Touchdown. A 2-yard touchdown grab.
And the Redwoods are able to widen their advantage.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Extra point up and good by Dicker.
And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Condors offense and Tyler Algier getting set for this next possession. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of the halftime talk for this defense. We've got to find a way to slow him down. That's probably what they're saying. But nothing that they have done has worked so far. First down, and they'll start with Algier.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
85 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries. On first and 10, it's Algier.
And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Algier going straight ahead.
And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass, but in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that, MVU. Well done.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time out, Charles. Remember, they had the short field. They took it in the end zone. Now this is going to have to be a longer, more sustained drive if they want to get points.
Yeah, a little bit more of a quick strike opportunity last time by where they were on the field, and you're exactly right about that. But now, backed up a little bit. What's that old expression we love to use? Time to matriculate the ball down the field and try and do it again.
They'll bring a tight end in motion left.
And that flag accepted.
Now it's Stidham. Going to throw right side here, complete. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds.
They'll come up now 3rd and 9.
Now it's Stidham. They still can't get him. And he is stopped just short on 3rd down. Got 9 yards, but needed 10.
That was a good effort there trying to do it on his own, but as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you, and if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might loft it over your head.
So better to track with your man defensively than try to go up and make a stop on the quarterback.
Exactly right. What you're hoping is that your guys in the front 7 can get him down.
They call that a punt of 38 yards officially.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
107 yards for him on the ground now on 18 carries. So 1st down, and they'll stick with Algier.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Here's Watson. Being chased out left. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. We are back now in Sacramento as we're about ready to rock and roll for the 4th and final quarter. Watson. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
From the 50, it's Watson. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Oh, I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
Desperation time. Watson on 4th down. Escapes the defender. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
And this is a rarity in the NFL, a 100-yard game on the ground for a quarterback. Even as those passers get more athletic and mobile, we only see about 5 of these a season. It takes a special set of circumstances for it to happen, and of course, a special player.
Here's Watson. That one into the hands of Flowers. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Back to throw, Watson. And it's caught. Touchdown.
Zay Flowers.
A 20-yard touchdown.
And the Condors have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you'd kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And the lead down to 10, 24-14. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here's Sacramento's offense once more.
Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
That's complete to Tony.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead. To throw now. Here's Love. And his throw here's incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. And they'll send the tight end in motion here.
And they'll accept that penalty.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. Throwing. Love. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain. Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the 4th quarter, picking up the 1st.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time, and that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
Here's Love.
And that'll be caught by Tony.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 19 yards that time for number 19.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down. Love now. He gets it complete to Harris. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
Najee Harris, well built for work down here near the end zone. That's a nice job there to hold him up, but I doubt we've seen the last of him on this drive.
Again, it's Harris.
They're held again, and do we have a goal line stand brewing? It's 3rd and goal. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. Love from the gun. Steps away, and he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Jordan Love with his 3rd touchdown and 18th on the year.
And the Redwoods are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead.
They were looking to pass the ball there, but they forgot to account for the man with the football.
Yeah, I can hear people right now saying, well, why don't you have a spy in your defense, someone who will dance with him and go where he goes? Well, oftentimes if you utilize a spy, you've taken away someone in coverage as well. And oftentimes, the spy, not as athletic as the guy he's trying to keep up with, so he gets defeated anyway.
And he turns 3rd and goal into a touchdown.
Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here. Running room at the 50. Look out. And he's going to wind up bringing this one inside the 45-yard line.
Even after that big-time return, it's not looking great for them today. But if nothing else, even if the miracle doesn't happen, they can turn to this play and say, hey, we can move forward. Maybe it's a building block for the rest of the season.
The visitors' offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the 4th quarter. And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10.
Watson now to throw. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Algier now up the middle.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Now we'll play fake, and it's Watson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. He'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down. Off of play action, it's Watson. And that is incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield of man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
They will indeed snap it to Watson. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. The 4th down pass play doesn't work out. And as a result, possession switches hands. So that's the 2nd time this game they've given it up on 4th down. They're now 1 for 3 on 4th down conversion tries.
But they must feel good about what they're doing, right? They continue to go for it on 4th down. Give the defense a lot of credit, though. If they've stopped them 2 out of 3 times, usually you have 4th down plays that you have dialed up and ready to go and you think are going to be successful. Not so far in this game.
And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a third and about 3 to go. In motion, the tight end. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Move the chains, a gain of 7 on third down.
Well, I don't think there's any question, Brandon, at this stage. The stop troops, the defensive guys, they've got to use their 3 timeouts here. They've got to stop them and get the ball back.
Yeah, if you're in that 2 to 3 score deficit window that they're in now, you got to get it ASAP.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Stop them, use your timeouts. Easier to move the ball on offense without timeouts than to stop them on defense without using them.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Harris running straight ahead, and he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up.
Diamador Lenore up to make the tackle.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. They hand this off to Harris. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Give him the third down conversion. 5 yards on the play.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their hometown guys. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just a week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because danger lurks everywhere you turn.
So for Sacramento, they inch closer to respectability now at 3-6 on the year. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for our visitors, it's a loss that'll drop them back to 500 through 10 games. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA